welcome to the Laughing Monkey Music Show, too. I'm Rob Affuso. How are you?
Hey man, hello again.
Fine. How are you doing? I'm a fan, and I think it's really cool, and it worked out well because we do have something kind of fun to talk about too in the world of music.
Yeah,
Besides what we're going to do, and we might as well just jump in there because you're on a video all of a sudden, which is bound to cause a little
I'm in the
controversy or
video
raise
all
some
of a
questions.
sudden.
Well, yeah, a certain singer from a certain band you were in once.
Well, yeah. So randomly got a call. I keep in touch with Sebastian, and actually the other guys as well. But Sebastian often checks in and says, "Hey man, I'm going to be playing this area you're around to play. Can you come by, do a few songs, whatever?" So they were shooting this video, and he reached out and said, "Hey, I'm going to be doing this video in Las Vegas. Any chance you can come out and shoot this with me? I think it would be a blast, and I think the fans would get a kick out of it." And I said,
Oh yeah,
"Absolutely." So we just made it happen. It was a lot of fun. Felt like old times. It was we were in that convertible riding through the desert. I don't know if you saw the video
yeah.
yet. He turns to me and says, "What year is this?"
That's pretty funny. It looks like it's a fun song. It's a good song. I mean, he always puts out really good songs, though. I mean, he hasn't slacked at all. He really knows how to keep it going. You know.
It's great. It's a great song. It was co-written by Miles Kennedy, um, and yeah, it's really killer song. Actually, I loved it. In fact,
Yeah.
when I was learning it, when I was learning to play for the video, I was listening over and over, and I was in Vegas, and I kept getting up. I was kind of anxious about it all, and I kept getting up to go to the bathroom, and the fucking song is going through my head over and over and over. I'm sitting there being at 3 a.m. singing the song.
What do I get to lose? Well, yeah, because people don't know. Sebastian Bach has a new video out. If you haven't seen it, like 500,000 people have. But you play drums in the video, not on a song. But that's why you said you had to learn it because you played it in the video,
Correct.
which could be confusing because nobody
Correct.
actually likes to read anymore. So if you actually have to actually look at the video and scroll down and see it, they actually do give you credit to who does what, which you don't usually see. It's in
Right.
there, but no one's going to read that. So I'm going to put it out there. Although it would be fun to see you actually. I actually thought when I first saw it before I scrolled down, I was like, oh, you recorded a song with him. Fun. I know you do one offs with him because on your Instagram or Facebook and on him, you guys always pop up here and there over the years, which is a fun thing as a fan of Skid Row. So, and obviously you've always been the one that you're like the Switzerland of Sebastian and the rest of the guys. You know, you kind of get along
Well,
with
we've all
everybody.
had we've all had our moments. I can't I can't
Overall,
say I'm
saying
completely.
no,
I'm not
no, I know,
completely Switzerland, but I'm Switzerland. Switzerland with some guns.
right. Well, I'm saying overall though, I think you're a little more. You're still talking to everybody, and those two guys aren't. Both those two sides are not gonna. Um, which is really kind of cool. Is there a chance you might ever do any more music with him? Like actually just do drums and play a song, anything with him, record him? Could this lead to more with Sebastian?
Well, Sebastian hasn't done that super recently. I mean, this song was recorded. It wasn't this past year. I think it was recent, but in any case, I would love to do that. I think we will do that. I don't know what that looks like or when that will be. Just God willing, we both stay healthy and stay alive. And we do this, but we,
Hey,
uh, people just go, things, life happens, so we have to be
I
careful.
know.
But yes, I would love to do that. I think there's certainly a possibility of that being done. Absolutely.
Well, I think there's gonna be a lot more excitement for this too to want to do it. And and we've learned after this what's happened that things go and change fast. So we might want to hop on things sooner than later and not put it off because a lot of people have a lot of regrets. They're like, I was going to do this, but then
Yeah.
it changed. So now if you want to play drums with
You're
him, you guys got to make a call and be like, hey, you know what? We need to do this and have a fun weekend and just do some
Yeah.
songs.
Well, we've been well. I think that's going to start with hopefully me hopping on a few of his tour dates and um, getting some of that in there. Well, just little bits at a time. It's been a while. Our relationship is fine, but I think doing it a little bit at a time is the smartest way to go about it.
Right. And you're not one to be also for touring. That's not you. You're more of a fly in, do a gig like you do with your other band. I'm saying you wouldn't want to go on the road and do a thing anymore like that, unless it was something,
You
unless it was
you
bigger, like
know,
say a Skid Row thing. But you wouldn't want to do it on a smaller scale. Is what I'm saying.
absolutely. I think you know, 1,000% I would do that for a Skid Row tour with all the members. But otherwise, you know, I like my life. I have a good life.
I don't blame
I
you.
have a great family, and my the Soul System Orchestras company and business and band that's successful. I really enjoy doing that, playing, you know, still play around the country. Um, Obviously, those aren't public events. We just fly out, we do private shows, and fly back to
But
New
I want to
York.
talk about that
But
too. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty cool thing you got started though. It's a good moneymaker too. That's a good business to be in. You know,
yeah, yeah,
it is. I mean, I know people that do that for a living. I'm like, you do way better than the rock bands. It's a better gig. It's
yes.
easier. It's a better gig. Everyone's
Well,
professional. Oh yeah. Once you know the music, you do it right. You show up with a nice jacket on, jacket and tie, or a skirt, whatever. And you do the music.
yeah, well, right.
It's a good gig. Get a reputation. Yeah, you got. I think that was a smart move to do.
It's
Um,
1992 started Soul System Orchestras, and so sort of, you know, it just kind of came about, just having fun with the music. You know, it started out really as a soul band, R&B. You know, just love the old school Motown, Temptations, loved Earth, Wind and Fire, Stevie Wonder, all that, Aretha, all that great stuff. And so I just wanted a
yeah.
band to do that with. I was kind of needed a break to get away from rock and roll once in a while and clear my ears out. And so that's how it started. And then, you know, never realizing that in 1998 there would be no more Skid Row.
Okay.
So it sort of was somewhat lucky. So at that time, that kind of morphed into a business, and that's how it started.
Yeah, that started.
Sorry.
So when you were still with Skid Row, this was more of a looser, fun band. It wasn't obviously a big professional band, and it was more
No, right.
of a fun when you had time type of gathering.
It was completely, you know, I went around, found all these great musicians in the New York, upstate New York area. I'm from the Hudson Valley. I know people think I'm from New Jersey. That's where Skid Row started, but I'm from the Hudson Valley area. And just scoured places and found some great musicians, and um, then just started a club band doing this fun music, and we'd go out and we'd drink and have fun and just, you know, that kind of a thing. Uh, and you know, then a year later start a new album with Skid Row and go back out on tour. So that's how it happened. And then I started to get inquiries about doing private events with Soul System and things like that. And I said, I don't know if we're going to be on tour. I don't know what our, so I could never take the job offers or the work offers.
Right.
And then, so fortunately it was kind of there for me. We slid right into it when the band sort of separated. So I had something to do then. I really didn't think that it was going to be whatever 25. I can't even do the math. I didn't know we'd be apart for 25 years. I didn't think that would happen. But nonetheless, fortunately, I had this. It's a lot of fun. I'm not a main songwriter. You know, obviously, I had pieces, had some to do with some of the writing, but
Yeah.
I don't have the talent to sit down and write a whole album. So this kind of worked out well. I do well with people. I'm a good organizer, and picked a whole lot of really amazing musicians. So I'm having a lot of fun, and going out to Las Vegas and playing with Sebastian was a blast too. So I hope that I hope that in the near future we do some shows together. I would love that.
That would be great. So when you're doing this was R&B, now you're doing a mixture now, right? Because you do like some rock and roll, you do some pop. Like you do your song selections wider now that you're doing more industrial, parties, right?
Absolutely, but you know, because of my history and the makeup of the band, you know, we certainly do at these events. You know, we of course, you know, the 80s, 90s rock is still as popular as ever. So, you know, we do a Skid Row song, we do a Metallica song. You know, we still have fun with that, and then we do you know, Louis Armstrong or
Mhm.
you know, big band swing. So I love that dichotomy and
Yeah.
challenge in the different music.
That's a fun diversity when you're doing a crowd though. So you had to work all audiences. That's a different thing than having your
It
niche
is,
audience. You know.
and all your different muscles as a musician, so it certainly has expanded my musical horizons.
Well, it's funny because you could either gone the other way and been like, I don't want to do anything 80s, 90s rock or especially Skid Row because this is something separate. I don't want people thinking this is like a Skid Row, rock cover band type of thing. Because people assume things. This is a a band that does other music. Whereas you kind of take the other way. You're like, yeah, you kind of like loose about everything. It's kind of fun. You do this, you do that. You're not worried about it. Some artists are very black and white. Like once they close the door, they want separate things. They don't want you can't cross the lines. So I think like with this, it makes it more fun for you though because there's no doors closed, just music.
I completely agree with you, Sean. I feel like I have the ability, and I have the ability to do all of it and any of it at any time. So, you know, a lot. I live in New York, and there's not a lot of rock and roll in New York. It's really out in LA and
Yeah,
Vegas, right? Um, so I see some of these social media posts of all these parties. Eddie Trunk party just happened. I was invited to that. I just is right, in the middle of holiday season, and my company does a lot of corporate holiday events. So doing that and
yeah,
flying out to Vegas and being a part of that, I miss out on that, and those kind of spur of the moment parties. Well, that
right.
one was kind of planned, but I do miss that, not being right in the middle of all that. But there's also something nice to be said about being away from all of it and then going in and enjoying it for the moment and then getting back out.
It might not be as much fun if you're doing it every day. It was interesting. So like, and this is I'm thinking about this now is so obviously when grunge stuff came in. So when you started doing this band, it was kind of fun. It must have actually been kind of a relief at sometimes because the market, the stress of the band, no matter how good you guys sound, is the third album was awesome. Like you guys sounded fantastic, but the market was not loving heavy metal. Like everybody just got cold. So the stress, the pressure must have really sucked towards the end. But you have a fun band to go off and play. Really must have been like
Yeah,
kind of nice to kind of go, you know what? I'm just gonna have fun
yeah.
playing my drums tonight and
Well,
not fight.
that's a really great segue, Sean, because yeah, that was, also part of the reasons that sort of led to the demise of the band. There was the music scene was changing. We were doing our best to try to remain constant, but also, be pay attention to the music scene, and what people were listening to, what they wanted to hear, but still be ourselves. And then, the record company, the record company, the whole arm of the record company left, and that was, big supporter of ours. So we lost. So there was all these things that went on, and then there became infighting because we were on tour, and there was the tour marketing wasn't being done there. So we'd show up in cities and there would be no billboards, nobody, so
Oh,
our ticket sales started going down. So and it was just an awful dark spiral.
God.
Yeah, it was not fun. And that led to a lot of fighting, and eventually, that just kind of exploded, and that's really where it was the beginning of the end.
I think fairly though for outside the fighting part, I just started reading Sebastian's book, so I don't know if he covers the band stuff towards the end, like what happened. But I mean, obviously, he goes back and forth with the band. But any music back then, like it's hard to no one's going to give you guys a chance. But to be an artist, to grow as a songwriter, but be true to yourself is already hard enough. But when the trends change, if you want to still try to grow as a band and not be like outdated, but you still don't want to be trying to fit in, like because you never did. There really is no win situation. There really is. You know what I mean?
Yes, actually, you're very correct. I mean that I loved Subhuman Race. I love that
It's
album.
awesome,
Great
right?
music on it. I thought we played really well on it. I think the band was on fire. It just, and that was us trying to remain somewhat true to our roots, but
Mm-hmm.
also, bringing in what the current climate of music was and trying to put that together. Um, So unfortunately, yeah, that was the last one.
But the
But
writing was on the wall for that one is when I think Sebastian at the time was even complaining that some of the songs weren't the way he wanted them to be, or he was already putting it out there during that album. So at that point, I'm like, oh, it's not good. They already have enough going on with all because like with grunge, you can watch all the metal bands like putting on flannel and changing, and I'm like, no one's really changing. They kind of toned down a little bit, but they were hitting heavier anyhow. So this really isn't a huge turn. And then, but I'm like, oh, Sebastian's not doing it. And the history there. You're like, oh, this is not going to go. And I'm surprised it lasted as long as it did after that album. Before that, it didn't
well,
implode.
we still had a lot of great songs and a lot of great music, and
Yeah,
and fortunately, there's still a desire for the original Skid Row band to be there, and so I think that speaks volumes.
I do. I think, and I figured by now there would have been a reunion. I'm surprised there wasn't, especially with the other singer. He was a nice guy, nice singer, but it wasn't really Skid Row to me. That's why I lost it. Now there's a different singer who sounds fits in more with what the music is. You know what I mean, vocally.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that might keep the guys more at bay. I think it's gonna be a little bit longer now.
Yeah,
And
well, I think first of all, I think Eric is an amazing singer. I think he's a
yeah,
great guy,
yeah.
and I'm really happy for them and for him, um, that all worked out. He's a really really good guy, and so I'm happy for all of them. There almost was a Skid Row reunion. It was very close actually. We all had our calendars blocked off in the summer scheduled, and there were dates being put out there, and it was really disappointing when it blew up. I
It was
think
a
it. I
crime
think.
that didn't happen then.
Well, I think it was. Yeah. I mean, I think the reasons why it blew up are really stupid. I think they could have been avoided and not. I think it could have been things could have been fixed and changed and worked through, but here we are. It's not, and that was about 5 or 6 years ago.
So right before COVID then, and
So
before Eric too, right? Was it?
it was pre-COVID. Yeah, it was pre-COVID.
Yeah. So I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, they're in a spot now where it would be good for you guys to reunion, and then I mean, because obviously it wouldn't be a full thing forever. I don't see you guys lasting. It would be great if you guys did. Just get you guys go through a tour together would be a good thing, and see how that lasted. You know what I mean?
Axel Slash and Duffamat, they managed to do it. It's
Agreed. I think Axel's a different person though. I think Sebastian's the same person, and I think the guys in the band are the same people. I think there's a change by the other guys. You know what I mean? I don't know
there's
personally.
that.
I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah,
I do read interviews. I do see people talk. It feels like it's the same
yeah,
people, the same interviews. Whereas, yeah, there could be change because if those guys have changed, the Eagles got on tour again. I think anybody can go back on tour again.
that's
You know,
true. I think.
and
Yeah.
but
I
I
think
think
I
the
think the
fact that
Eagles I think the Eagles still want to kill each other though.
yeah, some of them do. I don't know who's left in the band anymore, but I think
Yeah.
that they have a different singer now, and it seems to be doing well and everything. That probably put the kibosh on if they're on the edge of doing it again for a while. It's probably going to be, you know what I mean? Which is a shame. Even some special shows, you guys should have closed did the Kiss final shows. You know, the connection with Sebastian, you guys Kiss, you guys should have been the opening act, closing the shows. I'm sure everybody will love that.
Doc McGee is the manager. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that would have been quite
I,
a thing.
I think that would have been a great idea.
I know in hindsight, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we can throw these ideas out there, but I'm saying it really would have made sense for everybody to kind of get together, at least for a couple special shows for
Yeah.
some special
Yeah.
events. I mean, yeah,
Some of the guys there just really don't want it to be. So that's their right.
it is. It is a right, and I hope eventually, change their mind. But I think that at this point, everyone should be happy. But to people that are listening now, it really comes down to there's going to be. This is just Rob's having fun. Hopefully, he's going to play some songs, some shows. So you get a chance to see Sebastian. Rob may end up playing some songs there. So keep your eyes open type of deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fingers crossed that you play some songs
Yeah.
together for fun. You guys
Yeah,
going to
for
be,
sure.
you guys can record together, would
But
be great.
that will happen.
Right. Those are the kind of
That
things
will
that are going to
happen. Yeah.
happen. People don't freak out.
Shows for sure will happen.
Right. don't hold your breath on a reunion, guys, because
Shows will.
if it did happen, if there are some people who want to have it, you know, and the guys that were in this video wanted to happen, but it's not in the books right now, so people need to kind of take a deep breath. I don't want to start any flames here. We're
Yeah,
just kind of no. Well,
yeah, don't start any flames.
once
Not
we started talking about it, it was going to happen. The question's already out there. Once they saw you two together, well, if two of them are together and the other three are together, they already do music. Doesn't make any sense.
you think it'd be easy, right?
Well, we're talking about it
No.
now. We're explaining to it, and people, it's still, and the fact is, they are really enjoying Eric, and he's a good guy, and they seem relaxed, and it's fun for them to tour again. So
Yep.
why mix it up and take a chance when they're
Yep.
happy?
Right.
It's like why go off the road and enjoy your gigs? It's fun once in a while, but why mess
Yeah.
it up for something that can just go out the window?
Yeah. I really did was hoping and trying for years to make that all happen, and I feel like part of me in hoping that would all happen sort of lost a part of my life, not being present in my life and not enjoying my 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 current life because I was
Yeah,
looking in the past and looking forward and hoping that I could bring the past back
yeah,
and forward, and was missing things in my own life because I was too worried about hoping that would happen. And I think after the failure of the last attempt, the only attempt, I just said, this is taking too much of a toll on me. I have to enjoy life. I have to do what I love, and I have no control over this. And just do what I do and have fun. And this ever comes around and comes together, then I'm going to be there all in 1,000%. But for now, I have to love my own life and love myself and move forward thinking like that. And hopefully it will, but I can't look back and I can't look forward anymore.
I think a lot of people enjoy it. No disregard to the people that are in it right now. I think because you guys wrote all the music. I mean, it was that wasn't like a classic lineup. They did somebody's favorite songs, like a certain band. Well, that's my Foghat lineup. That's my Deep Purple lineup. Mach 2, Mach 3. This was Mach 1. There was only one lineup that did all those albums. You know what I mean? For me, all my favorite albums were your lineup. I do like the new album a lot, though. But the ones in
Yeah,
between,
I think this.
Johnny seemed really nice, but it just wasn't. It just wasn't music I was enjoying with him singing. It was like country music, kind of
Yeah,
weird. But you guys were the core, were the music. I mean, the whole lineup for all the releases that were big, and that was the energy. So
yeah.
yeah, I mean that's why it's important to people.
Well, as you know what, I'm proud to have been a part of that, and I still makes me smile on the
Yeah,
radio and hear a Skid Row song, and it's still there, and that's really more when we did those albums. That's more than I ever expected. To have this kind of musical life with that music. Uh, the music still being appreciated and played and loved. And not only that, there's a band that's playing it. So yeah, wouldn't it be nice?
well, it would be nice. Well, I mean, the good side, look, you got to go tour. You were headlining. I mean, a lot of bands back then didn't get to headline. Hey, I had Pantera open up for you. For God's sakes, I mean, so like literally, you guys really kind of slid in there at a good time and got a lot
Yeah.
of perks out of it before it burned out. You did pretty good though.
Did you see the Pantera tour?
Yeah, I did. I've seen all the videos from both ends of you guys, and oh yeah, it looked like it
No,
was the most
I
fun
meant
you could
did you
have.
see the current the one with the one
Oh,
with
not
that
recently, not recently. No,
oh,
it's expensive. I'm like, either my kids go to college or I go see a show. I'm like, hey, no, I don't think they came around here yet. Yeah,
your kids will get over
I guess
it.
whatever their names are, I don't even know. Yeah,
See, yeah.
it's a little expensive, but I think it's a good show though. I've heard it's really good. I heard it sound pretty good.
Yeah.
The one.
I did not know. Every time they were anywhere near me, I had to be somewhere else. So they basically did their big shows, in the big cities on the weekends. So which makes sense. And on
Right.
the weekends, I'm usually traveling somewhere to play. So I did not get to
Right.
do that.
And it actually now kind of comes back when you're like, well, Guns N' Roses can do it. I was gonna say, Jesus, even Pantera's back together in some level.
Right.
Oh God, it's interesting because they did pretty well coming back together. There's a little of fans were kind of crunchy about it somewhere. but all the artists were like, yeah, this could be kind of fun. Like they had a lot of peers support that I've never seen before. I think helped it push it through where it's pretty much accepted now. You know what I mean? As what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
It's and I'm glad because there's enough stupid stuff out there to go on. But with you being in the band, it gave you probably leverage to gather the musicians to do the band you have now. It allowed you to do a lot of extra things being in the band. So
absolutely. Well, yeah, and I have access to really fine musicians that,
right,
and so in doing that, it's a really great band, and good people, most importantly. So having good people that are great musicians makes it really fun, and it's a lucrative business. It's
yeah, that's money's good. What's interesting is whenever I talk to an artist, they usually have like a thing. It's like besides music, it's like cooking. Are they a really good painter? Are they a writer? Do you ever think is it horses? Like, what is your thing? Because it feels like there's always like another passion generally. And if you don't, it's okay. It's not you were you're multi-platinum albums. You've been quite a busy guy. But like the horse thing, is that part of like your kind of separate music thing, or
no, no, the horse, I just I liked horses early on in my life. I enjoyed riding them. When we were on tour, I would, especially out west, I would take the day and go horseback riding and, just get away, which was, there was those days and there was drunk bowling days with the crew. So the band and the crew. But, I just enjoyed that. And I somehow, my, uh, my, it all started, ex-wife, she wanted a horse, got her a
uh,
horse, and that's sort of horse is a horse, of course.
so you have
So
the
I
horse
got
farm?
that's where it started, and so now I have right. So now I have a large piece of property, and it's a horse farm. Now love the I love the horses on the farm. I don't train. I don't ride anymore. It's basically business. People pay for them to live here. It's like a horsey apartment,
I know
And
people
here,
actually
let's
do
see if I
that,
can, let me see
and
if I can get you up there. Here, hold on, hold on. This is my view from my office. Let me see here. Tell me when it comes in.
okay, yeah,
You get
wow,
that?
yeah.
That's part of it. That's the view from my office.
How many acres do you have?
There are 50. Oh, look at that.
Oh wow.
Yep,
Hey, I
that's
know
the
those guys.
and that one there is my favorite. That's the who's got control of this?
That's you.
Oh, no, no, no.
I'm getting vertigo from this
Over there, that first one, that's the
right
billboard.
there.
It's
Yeah,
right
the,
there.
the number one, the number one album one for Slave.
Yes, yes. Yep, yep.
Number one heavy metal album, first one out there. You beat everybody.
Yes,
That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's fantastic.
yes, it was.
It- you know,
I mean,
and you could have done Drunken Bowling Farm also because that was something else you used to do, right? But the horse farm probably does well.
yeah, yeah. That was just more. That was just we just spent money there,
Yeah,
But yeah, so and that's it's a nice. I got a nice big John Deere tractor, and I go out and I mow the fields, and I pick up horse shit. I mean, I deal with horse shit all the time, whether it's here or in the business world.
right, right. You're already
But it's
shoveling it somewhere.
it's nice. So do what passion? I think passion, honestly, for me, I still love to play drums. I love being outside. I love being on the land. I love going to beach vacations. I passion. I think life is passionate for me. I like living, whatever I like people. I like good people. But drumming was a passion all of my life. It still
Yeah,
is. I don't think it's the front runner of my passion. I like running my business. I like running Soul System Orchestras. I like the feeling of having a successful business and keeping it successful and doing business well, and supporting other people, having my business being successful and other musicians are being supported by my
Right.
company by playing music regularly. That feels good. So there's a lot of, being in the music world is still a passion. Horses and cutting fields with a big John Deere mower. That's kind of cool too. But
I think it's fun. During the COVID, was it a challenge for the band? Like, because the work was all Zoom. So how did it affect you guys? Survival of playing out? Did everyone just take a break and have other gigs or what?
we didn't play out.
Right.
You know, there was nothing. I mean, there was a lot of drinking tequila by the pool and wondering what to do the next day. It was pretty awful, actually.
Well, some people
Um,
can be more can sustain more on their own. Like the horses still needed to go somewhere, so people still needed to pay you to keep their horses. Like some musicians,
well,
are
yeah,
in a different spot than you, and so that's what I'm saying. Like it's more of a challenge for those guys than it just sucked for you.
right. Yeah, well, it's you know what, there is a so on this farm there's actually I own two other homes on the farm. So I have two tenant houses here. So that between, the on the farm, there's two tenant houses that are off away. They're very beautiful, and the horses. So all of that just really maintains my lifestyle. It's just that pays,
It's
for the
that's
bills and
awesome.
the taxes. And yeah,
That's
and
perfect.
then, for that time period, I did a lot of masterclass drum lessons. Uh, I also created, I don't know, it just kind of came out of nowhere. I created this, a website for collectible items. It's a collectible exchange is the name
Okay.
of the website, and they Brandon Steiner is the guy that owns this company, and he started Steiner Sports, which was a big sports collectible company, and very big with the Yankees. Well, very big throughout
Right.
the country. Brandon figured out a way to sell dirt and make millions off of it from Yankee Stadium. So he approached me about doing something. So we created, so if you go to robaffuso.com, my
Yeah.
the website
The
for
link will be
me,
below us, by the way,
there's
the show.
there's a link there to Collectible Exchange, which will bring you to my page, and there's all kinds of neat things. Like we did the monkey business cowbell. Um,
I
you
saw
know,
that.
we did that. That was the original cowbell. We signed those and put them up, and the sticks and just things. Those pictures, old school pictures. It was a fun project to do when there's
Mhm.
nothing else to do. So that's still out there. It still exists. There's some great items there. So that was a fun offshoot.
It is fun because I was gonna say the people that are watching or listening, depending on how you're doing this, the link always goes underneath the show. So people after you're done listening to us or watching it, click on the link, go to his site, support him, all his activities and shenanigans he's got going on there. So two questions
Shenanigans.
actually come up.
I'm
No,
not putting
two,
I'm
two,
not putting any of my no shenanigans, no links
okay,
to any shenanigans, man.
supporting
Those are
your
private.
shenanigans. Wow.
Okay.
It, the two things that come up. So being a master class, so you did that, but drumming or drum lessons, and now you're back in the swing of things. Swing drum. Now you're into it. Not really a thing going on with you now. It's more just you're doing do the band thing now live and
Yeah, I'm not. I just don't have time to do the lessons really anymore, and run the business and take care of the farm. It's just so.
feels like yeah a lot. What
Yeah,
about?
that may come back about. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, it's interesting because you have these
If
businesses
there's
that you can kind of pull back on as you get older. You can age out of it, and you can still have you can still have the band and manage the band. You can still have somebody run your farm. Like it's still like you. It's
well,
nice. You're not like a
yeah. Well,
hairdresser
that's
where you can't use your hands anymore. You know what I mean? It's
right. Well, that was sort of the idea behind it. You don't want your ability to earn money, living, and to support a nice lifestyle just end because you age out.
right.
Try to create ways for income streams to keep going, and support your life. I
Yeah,
mean,
and
I'm not buying any of these the Ferraris right now, but It's okay. Porsche will do.
Yeah, right. Well, I think it is. It's self-sufficient. In case you go on a reunion tour or something, your businesses aren't going to go away. They can run on on their own. But
Right.
but also on this other note, on a serious note, though, as far as that goes, is it something with the band that eventually you'll probably have somebody else come and play drums for, or like if your schedule will change around, you'll kind of do more of a production manager thing or type of deal, or
Well, no, well, I never really want to just be a manager production kind of guy. I love playing the drums. I love playing the drums. I really love playing, this is a 12-piece band, Soul System, horn section, multiple singers. So it's big, it's powerful. It's still a lot of fun. I still enjoy that. Um, and so, unless I'm forced to do that by some unfortunate predicament, I don't plan on. I plan to play as long as I possibly can, and yes, I do bring in other drummers on occasion, um, but that's usually if I have to be somewhere else. So, or if I'm sick. But usually I just play through being sick. It doesn't really matter.
there are clips online. I believe it's like they're older clips of the band that on YouTube and stuff because really you don't play out anywhere. It's always private. So what's the deal with people, businesses want to inquire about you for a larger picture type of situation? People are just
Yeah,
curious listening to this. Like,
yeah. So we get meeting planners, event managers, like American Express has used us, the Hartford Insurance Company, Labware. We're going out to Vegas to do an event for Labware. There's a lot of banks. So
yeah,
we do a lot of that stuff, as well as we do really high end weddings. We get sent out down to Miami or to LA, or we
that
have
doesn't suck.
gone to Moscow.
Wow.
No,
Well,
no. Pay me to go lay on a beach anytime, man.
it's exciting to see you in the video. It's fun. I love to see you guys together. I think it's fun for the fans. I think it's just fun to see people that you grew up doing something together or something that doesn't you like still enjoying themselves. You know what I mean? Mom and dad got divorced, but they can still be friends and meet at the wedding. Their kids get
I,
together. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
hey,
okay.
I agree with you, and I think that's how Sebastian and I have dealt with this, and this was a lot of fun. It was great to see him again. We had a great time all day. It was just one full day. I flew in,
Yeah.
we spent the whole day together, then we all went out to dinner. The band, Sebastian, his wife, and then I left. I had to go play the next day. So it was
Which
good
sounds
though.
like fun. But I think that's the other thing is you guys come from different spots. I think the other guys are probably in a different mind space where it's not as much fun for that. It doesn't sound as much fun as to you guys. So if you guys aren't on the same page, but maybe someday you will. But yeah, mom and dad can coexist without each other without and I hope, you know, for the
Let's
sake of
hope.
everybody, you guys yeah, I do. And I even hope for this for the sake of everybody, you guys at least quietly can privately get on good terms together, at the very least. You maybe not even play
Well,
out. You know what I'm saying? You guys were
yeah.
friends at one point. You shared a lot.
Yeah, well, I am not on bad, as far as I know, I'm not on bad terms with anybody. I do chat with Scotty once in a while, rarely Snake and Rachel, but I don't think I'm on bad terms as far as I know. I may have pissed them off. I don't know, but I don't think so.
No,
They haven't told me.
I'm not naming anything. I'm just putting out them saying I didn't want to name anybody that may have been
Oh,
the bad blood between. I was trying to be generic about it,
yeah.
but
Well,
obviously, that's the struggle. I mean, although being in the video, you might ruffle some feathers. Might look like it's a thing because now it's going to
not
make all kind
sure.
of
I'm not
controversy.
sure. Why would they care?
Because now everyone's going to ask about the reunion a lot more than they were. Not many in particular, but come on, let's be honest. Darn well, I was going to be like, oh,
Well, I'm not sure me playing in a video with Sebastian is. I mean, I guess it
yes.
creates the desire for it to happen, um, but I don't think that. Certainly hope that's not like a source of ruffled feathers. I think that would be kind of ridiculous.
I hope it doesn't too, and that's why I think it's fair and clear to say to people that it's not what the goal is. It's just fun. There's no plans or anything, and nothing's changed. You and Sebastian have always felt wanted to do it. That's always been the plan since the very big, since you guys left. I mean, you didn't want Sebastian to leave. So nothing's changed. That's why there should be no big review people freaking out over it. You guys had fun, and people should just look forward to you guys doing more things together. And if stuff happens, it
Yeah.
happens. You know what I mean?
Well, let's hope whatever.
That's
Let's
the way of
move
putting it.
on and
Yeah, yeah. That's
let's
what I'm telling
enjoy the
everybody.
moment wherever we are. Yeah.
I want to thank you for doing this. I'm glad we could do this and chat.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your persistence.
I know, and I'm enjoying it because
I
I wanted to
appreciate
talk
it.
about this. Not just this other stuff came up, but I was wanted the horse farm and the and you doing this other band was very interesting because I know somebody else that does it. It's a really good gig. It's like a music. It's a better organized music business situation. You know, because it becomes a lot more professional, but also fun. It
Yeah.
just feels
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's just it's less. I don't know. It's less rough around the edges. You know, you have this to take care of, and then you have fun. Like it's just which I think you deserve. I mean, and just enjoy time.
Nice balance. Thank you. Thank you. Well, Soul System Orchestras is the right. Soulsystemorchestras.com, right?
Yep. And the
All right,
website will be
man. Well,
below.
thank you
Click
for
on the
your
link.
time, dude.
Thank you, and I will talk to you on time. Thank you. Take care.